Hey, guess what? Got you guys a dog. Oh, hey, cutie. Babe, Andrew got us a dog for Christmas. Yeah, tell Andrew that a plant is a better gift. Yeah, Andrew, this is a whole nother life form. You can't just be giving people dogs for Christmas. He can barely change a light bulb, you know that, right? Don't listen to him. Usually, actually, what I would suggest is for you to bring him outside, and then I walk in first, and then he comes back in. Okay. Because usually the dogs are less defensive. Yeah. They're usually a lot less defensive if you're already inside. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi. I'm Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Don't be stressed out. Don't be concerned.
We've only had him since November. And he was a street dog.
Right.
Was very short down the street.
Yeah. What was the attack like? If he
bit our friends in the back of the leg.
Yeah.
They were in our backyard.
Were they running around, or were
they were in our backyard, and he went out.
He went after them. Got it. And then what's his sort of like day-to-day routine like?
Just a little doggy.
Yeah.
We've never had trouble. When he came to our house when the man was killing
right.
with a shovel,
yeah.
We just let him in the house.
Right.
And we never had trouble.
Yeah.
And then he just went berserk the other about November 28th was when he bit their uncle.
Okay.
And he bit him once, he didn't bite him multiple times.
He just bites and then lets go.
It was a warning.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. If he meant to attack, it would be, I think, a lot more vicious an attempt. So he generally just seems like he has a fear of new people and a fear of things that he's uncertain of. And with a dog like that, is not really the best idea is not to let them make their own decisions about things. There has to be an order to how he meets people. Okay. So the first thing is he needs to be outside. So this is what you need to practice with everyone as well. He needs to be outside when someone new walks in, and then they need to already be inside so that when he comes in, he doesn't have to feel territorial because he's like, oh, they're already here. Dogs like that, you don't really want to, that's why you notice I'm not really making eye contact with him. You don't want to be like looking at them because they're going to see that as a challenge. Because from a dog to another dog, if you ever notice two dogs trying to meet each other, it's always, if they look each other in the eye and they're very stiff, the next thing that's going to happen is there's going to be an attack. Usually dogs have to meet sort of like in a circle, right? So they have to like go around to sniff each other first of all. And he's not really people aggressive, he's just fearful. That's like the baseline. So that's what I want you guys to understand is it's just like you can see he's anxious. So with a dog that's got anxiety like that, having to make decisions about things that they're not certain of keeps them in an anxious state. He's having too much freedom to make decisions in day-to-day life, but he's not ready for that yet. So if you picked him up, you brought him into the house and you haven't literally sort of like walked him through your day-to-day life in a way that makes sense to him, and you let him just sort of roam free and make decisions about this and that, and he's hearing things out there and he's sort of fearful of stuff, and then no positive association is being made to certain sounds, to certain people. So he's just sort of living with that fear, the anxiety. He's just living with it, and there's nothing being done. So that's why the kennel is supposed to be used as a tool. So the goal is not to keep him in the kennel. The goal is to bring him out on a schedule and run through a certain routine. And run through a certain routine, and through that routine he builds confidence.
Animal into our home.
Yeah.
It's our family.
Yeah.
It's the only way I've known.
Do you have your own room?
Yes.
He doesn't have his own room.
Uh-huh.
What's his room?
It's that one right there.
That's Ryan's room now.
Everyone always fights me on the kennel, but after 2 weeks.
And I'm listening, honest I am.
After 2 weeks, they see the benefit of it. All right, so let's bring him in.
Okay.
And again, no stress. If you're stressed out, he feels your stress. So just relax. If I get attacked, then I allowed it to happen. So don't feel responsible for that.
I do feel responsible.
All right. That's how I know if a dog is stressed out, is if they're willing to take their food.
You want the door open or shut?
You can shut it.
Okay. And we lock it because he knows how to open it.
Okay.
He's not stupid.
Right.
And he learns so many tricks.
I'm just trying to point out, just so you guys can sort of see the behavior, the anxiety. It always feels like, oh, my dog's interested in things. My dog's interested in toys and interested in you and this and that. But a dog that cannot just settle down, that can't just like relax, is a dog that's anxious. So the anxiety, again, is just it's a function of just not being able to calm down, not being taught that this is, see, like that? Good. That's why I would start rewarding him and giving him affection and all of that stuff, is every time that he chooses on his own to surrender. So if you're giving him affection while he's anxious, in a state of anxiety, it's not that you're gonna make him more. It's just that it sort of reinforces the idea that it's okay to be that way. So if he learns that, okay, this is how I get affection, is when I'm calm, then he starts to give you more calmness. So when in that state of whining, and I didn't want to say it out there, but in that state of whining, you guys were trying to, and I know what you're doing, you're trying to calm him down and saying it's okay.
Yes.
But what you're saying is actually that it's okay for him, from the dog's point of view, is that, oh yeah, no, it's okay to be whining, it's okay to feel that anxiety. So in that situation, I wouldn't be petting and all of that, because what happens is he starts to guard you and think of you the same way he would think of a bone, because he's going, okay, this is who gives me that when I feel scared. So I need to protect this from whoever else is coming in. So that's how the dog sees it, you know. So, but from our point of view, we're thinking, okay, we're gonna keep him calm. Good. We're gonna keep him calm. We're gonna give him, you know, all of that affection and stuff. So it's sort of like counterintuitive, I guess. But
We give him a snack when he sits and sits pretty and. Are you sitting?
Don't ask him. Just say sit.
Good boy. Can you sit pretty?
There you go.
Okay, let me get you one. So I mean, he really does listen. We love this dog dearly.
Right.
Is it okay if I give him a treat now?
Sure.
Okay. Up, up. Good boy.
Yeah.
He's talking to you. So he's a spoiled dog, believe me, he is. In the 6 weeks we've had him. He's very spoiled.
Yeah, that's what we need to change.
You're not training him, you're gonna train grandma.
That's right. So you can let him go. You can let the leash go. Any generally balanced dog is not going to attack anyone who's not facing them.
He's not. So why is he waiting and biting the people in the back of the leg?
It's because he gives them a warning and they don't respect it. They probably came into the house thinking, oh, I want to go play with the dog, and they startled. I don't know what happened. Maybe you can give me some more detail of what happened.
Jessica, go with Jessica first.
Well, the first one was Uncle Kenny. He walked out in the back door to help us carry a box out, and the dog was fine. He laid with him on the couch and everything.
Right.
And then when he walked outside, he was bending down to pick up the box, and he nipped him in the back of the leg.
Yeah.
And then the second one was
Kayla.
She
came to get
it was
boxes
the same
of
thing.
food.
He nipped her in the back of the leg.
We think.
And this was during activity of some sort, in both times.
What we do is we get Trader Joe's boxes. We feed homeless people in need.
Yeah.
And so we unload the trucks, and then special stuff we put in the back for those with children.
Yeah.
And she came back to get the fruit out of the backyard.
Yeah.
And I was taking stuff out to her and going to shut him in the house, and he took off.
Right.
And he just nabbed her right in the back of the leg.
Yeah.
And thank God we did have animal control call when her uncle got bit.
Okay.
Just Kayla didn't call animal control this time.
Right.
She knows we're trying to train, but she's very concerned because of the aggressiveness. Because
yeah.
I just can't.
Like I said, whenever I see an aggressive dog, I just think of that as a dog that's just fearful. That's the number one. I mean, that's 95% of the reason. Any dog who gets to the point where they have to attack is because they've been put in that situation without any information. If I was moving boxes and I knew that the dog was a bit wary of, let's say, like quick movement, or you don't know what it is, give him an activity, sit or down. So now he's got a job that he needs to maintain. And so if he's not doing that, then you have to reinforce that. So you need to tell him that, hey, while we're moving boxes, this is all I want you to do. That's what I'm saying when I say that you need to give him information, is you need to literally put him in the place that you need him to be when things are happening, so that he learns, okay, if I just observe this thing, I'm going to get rewarded. So that's how he should be getting his rewards, is by you making associations to all of those things. So it needs to be like, if he, for example, you ring the bell and he starts, I don't know if he barks when he rings the doorbell. So we need to now tell him that the doorbell equals place, right? So now the way to tell him that is to run through the repetition of it. So right now, if I go ring the doorbell, one of you needs to say place and then take him to the place and have him lay down. Every time someone walks in, this is what you have to do. So place, and you put him there and make him lay down. When you're holding onto the leash, you have to sort of teach him the pressure of the leash, which means that if you say down and he's not going into down and you're trying to pull him into a down, if you put pressure on the leash, you can't really let the pressure go until he complies with you. So he has to learn that you're in charge, and he does. That's what I'm saying. We have to take away his decision making. So if he knows down and he's choosing to ignore down, does he know down? Okay. Also, we have to teach him down. We can't really correct him for things that we haven't taught him. So if I use the pressure right now, it wouldn't be fair to him because he doesn't have any understanding of the actual down command. So that's where your training needs to start, is with basic obedience, you know, the sit, the down, and then the wait. When I say sit, I just say sit. I don't need to say sit and then wait. So I just say sit, and then if he breaks the sit, I go put him right back in. So if I want to teach him sit, good, reward. So there has to be a word sort of that functions sort of like the way a clicker functions. So this clicker, you have to make an association that this word equals. So you see how he broke his position there?
Yes.
We have to teach him that a certain word equals food. So the way you condition it is, first you go like this. So if, let's say you're using a clicker. You've heard a clicker. Heard of that before, yeah? No. Clicker? No? Oh, okay. So clicker training is basically how you... Yep. No! Sit! So nothing else happens, we just wait. All that lip licking he's doing is it's called a calming signal. Okay? Good. And what's going to happen is he's going to try to run to you or whoever he feels comfortable with, because when he feels scared, normally he goes there and then that person gives him affection. That's what he's going to be looking for now. That's why you cannot give him affection in this situation. I've been bitten before. You guys are just chill. It's cool. Here. Huh? Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. He's not trying to attack. It's a warning bite. It's just, that's his response because he's done that with success before. So now he's doing it with no success, so he has to come with a new behavior. So I'm not concerned about him biting me. I'm concerned about what he does next. Which, after he goes through this is basically him sort of going, oh, I can't believe that didn't work. I'm used to that working for me. So now I'm telling him that that's not going to work, but now I'm asking him what is he going to do next. So he's stressed out and he has to work through it. So because he's a dog, he needs a little bit of repetition. So all of it is just repetition. So I'm just going to keep moving with him until he calms down. He cannot go to you because we don't want to reinforce that it's okay to run to you every time he feels scared. Hey, no. Good, okay. This way. So the kids were playing basketball there. Every time the ball bounced, he would sort of flinch. And as soon as the neighbor came in, he sort of flinched again. So he basically flinches at every thing that comes out of nowhere. He's just always afraid. That's what's going on here. Okay. So his first instinct is to attack because that's what has worked in the past. So you cannot allow him to be around people who will respond to that, if that makes sense. So I would say,
in other words, if he was attacking me and I didn't do nothing, he's not.
He wouldn't try it again, because.
But if I go to run, he's going to really attack.
Right, because he's gonna realize that it works. Notice he was taking food from me in the beginning, and then as soon as he tried to nip at me, and then I didn't respond, all of a sudden, he's changed. He doesn't know what to do when it doesn't work. So, but that's not a bad thing. I need him to get past the point of thinking that that's going to keep working. He has not been socialized in any capacity where he doesn't understand what the world is like. So that's what I'm saying. Keeping him around where he's getting to like things are happening randomly. He's constantly just like responding to that. He might not take it out on you because you're always around. And so he's grown to sort of like find comfort in coming back to you whenever he hears like, you know, someone running up and down, or a skateboarder, or whatever, a car passing. But the moment all of that stress is sort of like built up. So the moment he has a chance to take it out on anyone else or anything else, he does. And then if they respond, then he goes, okay, I'm going to keep doing that every time I'm afraid. That's all that's going on. So
I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
How did you get him to walk you? I mean, you walk him.
So
he walks us.
Yeah, the trick to walking is not allowing him to pull. So as you notice, that I kept changing directions.
Yes.
So what that does is it forces him to have to start looking at me, because he doesn't know when the direction change is going to happen. So when a dog is walking in front of you, they don't think of you as like someone that they need to check in with, because you're allowing it to sort of happen. So you need to force him to see that you're there.
No, he took me straight across the yard. My neighbor come running out to help me.
Right. So.
Yeah, you guys all thought it was
so they have to. No. He definitely bit me. That one was definitely a hard bite.
Why does he wait to bite you?
He's just in fear. That's why I keep telling you. He's in a perpetual state of fear. See, my foot is bleeding. So that was definitely a bad bite. But we're not going to hold that against him. He's just in a state of fear. So my suggestion to you is that, first of all, he needs to stop being babied. You need to get a kennel, and you need to set him up in a routine. No, over here. If I allow him to keep doing that, he's going to think that he can get away with it, and he's going to keep doing it. So, no. I'll go get it taken care of. Don't worry about it.
I do worry.
Huh?
I do worry.
What are you going to do with him in the meantime?
What do you mean?
Like, what's going to be the first step, like, after I leave?
Trying to teach him place.
No, you're going to go get a kennel.
What kind of kennels do you recommend for?
Just any large size kennel that fits in. Yeah. It's fine. Don't be stressed out.
Oh, I'm real stressed. I'm very, very. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. He's just very fearful. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Is he going to be fearful of us now?
No.
Okay.
He's not fearful of you. He's running to you for comfort, and you guys are constantly giving him the comfort that he's seeking. So you need to quit giving him the comfort.
And he was just
neutered.
Right. That's fine.
Okay.
So. So I'm basically teaching him that every time you hear yes, it means that you're getting food. And so when I say sit and he sits, then I can say yes immediately when his butt touches the ground, then I can give him food. So then he starts to repeat that sit, because he knows that if he goes into that position, then he's getting the food again. So that's how you put a dog in a state of learning. So then that applies to other things. If I say leave it, and as soon as he chooses to look at me, I can mark it yes. So that very moment that he turns his eye away from the thing he's looking at, I can mark that very moment in time, and that tells him that I need to repeat that behavior the next time to get the food more quickly. So when I set him up again and I say leave it, he's going to do it, through that repetition. He's going to start doing the behavior that gets him the reward more quickly. So if a dog loves affection, you can use affection as a reward. If a dog loves treats, food, you can use food and treats as anything is a reward. Even going outside is a reward. If the dog wants to go outside and you make him sit and wait for permission and he looks at you, you go good, then you open the door and you let him out, that becomes a reward. So you got to think of everything in a way that is, if you do what I want, then you get what you want. And that has to be the relationship that you have with him, especially in this state, in this current state that he is. And so it's through that sort of like rigidity and structure that he starts to sort of calm down, because he's not calm at all. Yeah. You can see the panting, you can see the lip licking and the tail down like that. Those are all signs of discomfort. But discomfort is part of learning. This is the point where he has to start making a different decision. So this is where learning begins. So I don't shy away from when a dog is uncomfortable. I don't go, oh, the dog is stressed out. Let's take him away so he doesn't get stressed out. Like, we're all stressed out. Life is stressful. So the dog has to go through stress to be able to learn, how to cope with stress. It's the ability to cope with the stress that makes him a better dog altogether.